Hey guys, I'm Lindsay Cummings. I just got back from 2 consecutive weekends of crazy author tour type stuff. So my bed's not made. I think she's mad at me. She won't look at me. And I'm a little bit exhausted, but I have a seriously awesome book haul because if you guys don't know what TLA is, it is the Texas Librarian Association. I did a video of Sasha and I walking around promoting Zenith, and there's lots of librarians and advanced reader copies of books, and so naturally I snagged quite a few. I don't see a problem with free books, ever. On top of that, I just got this massive thing in the mail. If you guys follow my Instagram, you know that at TLA there were these amazing giant posters at the conference on the exhibit floor. I'm really convinced they did not want me to have a chance at opening this. On top of TLA, I was also at Y'all West, which was an incredible author event. It was probably one of my most favorite events I've ever done. The Santa Monica weather was beautiful. The readers that came out were beautiful. Ta-da! It's beautiful. It's a giant Zenith poster that came and fit into the frame. And now the moment you've probably all been waiting for, because you do not care about the opening of the giant Zenith poster. The first one is Hunting Prince Dracula. This is the companion novel to Stalking Jack the Ripper. Carrie just writes in this creepy gothic way, but that's still really beautiful. It's kind of a retelling of Vlad the Impaler, otherwise known as Prince Dracula. So I'm really excited to see what happens in this giant book. The next one is The Last Namsara. This is a fantasy about a girl that takes on the role of something called the Ascari, and she has to go and hunt down all of the dragons and bring their heads to the king. She's also betrothed to a guy that she really wants nothing to do with. I was standing at the booth and I read the first 2 paragraphs and I was sucked in. Asha lured the dragon with a story. And literally, that's all I needed. The next one is Rosemarked by Olivia Blackburn. She's the author of Midnight Thief, a fantasy book that I really loved. It was about people that were like panther shapeshifters almost. I have no idea what this is about. I think it's another fantasy. Ooh, a healer who cannot be healed. A soldier shattered by war. This comes out in November this year, and I love Olivia Blackburn, so I can't wait to read this. The next one I am super stoked to have been fangirling about since the moment I got my hands on it, and it is Unearthed by Amy Kaufman and Megan Spooner. I am a massive fan of the other series that Amy and Megan wrote together, but this one is kind of like Indiana Jones in space. And I really don't think I've ever read anything like that ever. And so naturally, Sasha and I have been working on Zenith. I am super into space stuff right now, and so I really cannot wait to read Unearthed. I'm just gonna go read this, I need a minute. Next I have Genuine Fraud by E. Lockhart. I said E. Lockhart. Do you know who that is? That is the author of We Were Liars, a book that broke my face. E. Lockhart writes the most wicked, twisted, confusing, awesome stuff. And so that being said, I have no idea what Genuine Fraud is going to be about, because even if they gave me a synopsis of it like they did with We Were Liars, I still would not know what the book is about until I got to the last 20 pages of it, and that's why I literally love everything that E. Lockhart does. The next one needs kind of an introduction, because I'm friends with the author, but I'm also a mega fan. Ryan Groden is a queen of writing books. And so that being said, Invictus is going to be probably one of my top reads ever. Ryan wrote The Walled City and Wolf by Wolf and Blood for Blood. This one is kind of like a historical and a futuristic mixed into one. It is Doctor Who meets Guardians of the Galaxy, and I think I'm going to die. I know that it's about people that go and they plunder history. Guy Farway is a time traveler, also a recorder, and he goes on this heist when the Titanic is sinking. He meets a girl that always seems to be one step ahead of him. I'm doing a really bad job of describing this because it's Ryan Groden and I just can't. I'm dead and I'm in heaven, and this book is with me right there. Grandma is outside. Grandma's outside. I get so embarrassed when I'm home and when other family is home, because I just feel like the world's biggest nerd ever when I'm recording videos. I'm gonna hide until she leaves. The next one that I got is a little teeny tiny sampler of Warcross by Marie Lu, and you guys, Marie Lu, legend, is one of the only books that's made me cry. Hey Kai. And I don't even care. I don't know what Warcross is about, to be honest. I've never read the synopsis, but it's Marie Lu, and so when I saw this, I was like, I think, yeah, I also was lucky enough at Y'all West to get an early copy of The Flame in the Mist by Renee Audier, which I think actually might have come out today. It's Tuesday. Renee is the author of The Wrath and the Dawn, which is this awesome, incredible, delicious fantasy retelling, and I loved it so much. I have never read writing that's like quite so, you could say like buttery, is kind of how I would describe Renee's writing. And so this is a book about the daughter of a prominent samurai, and apparently this girl has to go and marry someone. There's lots of books about betrothals, but I really like books about that. I think they're very interesting, especially because that's not typically what the person wants. And so in this story, the main character ends up being the lone survivor of this horrible attack, and I think it's kind of a revenge story. The cover is gorgeous, and Renee is gorgeous, her writing's gorgeous, so I'm pretty sure that this book can be described as gorgeous. Oh, yep, it's got the pages. Someday I would love to write a fantasy book that's worthy of the deckled pages. I think I'm gonna make that like a goal for books that I will write. The next is another that I'm super excited about. I told you guys I've got like incredible books over the past 2 weeks. This is The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. Let me say it again, Holly freaking Black. I love Holly Black. She's like amazing. I can't speak. I'm done. The Cruel Prince. It's a book about fae. It's written by Holly Black. I need not say another word. Yeah, I do. It's blurbed by Leigh Bardugo. Like, are you kidding me? The next is The North of Happy by Adil Said. I believe this is like a road trip book about a guy that is also a really amazing cook, which is funny because Adi is also a really amazing cook. Fun fact, at Y'all West, Adi and I were hanging out at the after party for all the authors, and we just got into this awkward situation where we decided that we were going to push a like a bar top table slowly around the perimeter of the entire restaurant, and I think we got like halfway around the restaurant with this table without anyone noticing. So now we're on a mission for every event that we're at together to do something really weird and like unnoticed, but maybe some people will notice. We're in discussion for what the next like thing is going to be that Adi and I are going to tackle, so we'll see. Next is An Enchantment of Ravens by Margaret Rogerson. The immortal creatures, the fae, cannot create any paintings or anything creative without it like fading away, and so they really want like human creativity. And so this girl Isabel paints a portrait of a fairy, but she paints I guess mortal sorrow in his eyes, a weakness that could cost him his throne and even his life. And so he gets mad and he steals her away to like the fairylands, to his kingdom for trial. And like that's so cool. It's gonna have like fairy courts and artisticness. And the cool thing about this is actually Charlie Bowater, this incredible girl that does fan art for like Six of Crows, Sarah J Maas's books, lots of awesome fantasy stuff. She actually did the cover art for this story, and I think it's really gorgeous, and so I'm just really excited to read this. The next two I got are by the author Lauren DeStefano, who is an incredible author. She wrote the Wither trilogy, which I was obsessed with, and she has 2 new titles coming up. The first is a middle grade called The Girl with the Ghost Machine, and this is about a little girl whose, I guess her father built a machine that can bring the dead back to life, but only in like a ghost form. The next one is The Glass Spare, which is a fantasy novel that she wrote. This is about a girl whose touch turns people into gemstones. Again, I haven't read much about it other than the fact that it doesn't matter because Lauren wrote it and she's so talented and I'm so excited, and the cover is like super cool. It's like a castle that's a gemstone. Ooh. The last one that I am literally so excited for, and that's why I saved it for last, is because it is freaking Wonder Woman. Not only is it Wonder Woman, but it is written by Leigh Bardugo, and Leigh is probably one of my favorite authors of all time, and I've met her many times in person, and when I do meet her, I just kind of shut down. Fangirling as an author is literally still a thing. I'm super excited about this. Leigh is such an incredible writer. Not only is she a great writer, but she's just a brilliant human, and I am sure that she's going to write Wonder Woman out of the park. Can you write something out of the park? Knock it out of the park? I don't care. It's Wonder Woman. Thank you guys so much for watching. Zenith comes out in January of 2018. Pre-order it now. It's not gonna be this big, but if it was, would you guys still buy it? Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you. God loves you. Do not forget to love yourself. I will see you next time.